Hello, my friends. My name is Matt Hall. I'm a presidential diamond in doTERRA, and I'm very excited. In this video, we're going to be talking about the difference between enroller and sponsor. I'm going to share a little bit more advanced information on our compensation plan as it relates to enroller versus sponsor. And I'm going to help you, those of you who are just getting started in doTERRA, to understand the basics of placements. This is a very important topic as you're getting started in your business. I will say, if you have not yet watched my basic doTERRA compensation plan overview, I'm going to refer you to that video first. That will help you understand how doTERRA pays in general, and that will create a context for the conversation that we're going to have in this video. Okay, so first of all, what is the difference between enroller and sponsor in doTERRA? Let's say you just got started and you signed up and you're hosting your first class or your first event and teaching your friends about the essential oils, and you have someone who wants to purchase a kit. When they sign up in doTERRA, you are going to need to put down who is their enroller and sponsor. Enroller is going to be the person who invited that individual to get started using our products. Okay, so if you're the person who extended the invite, you gave the education, then you're going to be the enroller of that person. Sponsor has to do with where they are placed in your organization. Okay, and we're going to get into this. But in the very beginning, let's say you just got started in doTERRA. You're ready to sign up your first person. This is your contact you brought into the doTERRA family, so you are going to be the enroller. That is going to determine certain bonuses that you earn and etc. We'll get into that. And in the beginning, you only have one place to position them, and that's right on your first level, direct to you, right? And so you would also be the sponsor. The sponsor is who is the person directly above the new person in the organization. Now, what's cool in doTERRA is you can sign up a lot of people, but you have control over where you place them. So the second person you sign up, you can now decide if you want to put the second person also on your first level or direct to you, or under this individual here. And you could place them here, you still being the enroller, right? But then this person is their sponsor, and they will also earn some bonuses. So you can in effect help your team, strengthen your team. A few rules that will teach you about this. The first one that I want to make clear from the very beginning is you always want to keep the enrollership status of the people that are your personal contacts in the beginning. And you may change that or transfer that down the road. But for now, every person that you bring to doTERRA, you should be their enroller. Okay, that's very important. And then the sponsor is the person that you place them under. Okay. Now, let's break down. I want to get into the compensation plan and explain which bonuses you earn and how. So first of all, we have the fast start bonus in doTERRA. Put this down here. Fast start. And if you remember from the compensation plan video, doTERRA pays you in 3 levels this fast start bonus. Yep. Okay, so this is you. When you sign up somebody, you get 20%. If they sign up someone, you get 10%. If they sign up someone, you get 5%. And this is obviously based off the point value, the PV of the products being purchased. It's 20% of whatever that volume is, and then converted to your local currency wherever you may be doing business with doTERRA, right? Now, here's what's interesting. Fast Start bonus is an enroller-based bonus, not a sponsor-based bonus. What do I mean by that? If you sign up this individual, you're going to earn 20% of everything this person buys for their first 60 days. After 60 days, it goes to Unilevel, if you remember. Now, what about this person? This person is on your second level, but the Fast Start bonus is an enroller-based bonus. And so even though this person is on your second level in the structure, it's your first level of referral, right? And so you will also earn 20% on this person because you are the enroller. Okay, now if you place somebody under here and you are the enroller, guess what you earn? You earn 20%. Now, if this person goes and they sign up somebody else, but you're not the enroller, they are the enroller, then you earn 10%. Right? And so this is based off levels of enrollership. Then if you were to sign up somebody, over here, if you are the enroller, you get 20%. If the person, if one of your enrollees signs up someone else, then you get 10%. And if that person signs up someone else, then you get 5%, okay? Now this becomes a very, very powerful bonus over time because my wife and I, for example, we have now signed up hundreds of people into doTERRA. And so anytime any of those hundreds of people go out and sign up another customer, we earn 10% on that new customer for that new customer's first 60 days, okay? So this is a very, very powerful bonus. I just wanted to show you that it's enroller based. So let's say you have somebody in your upline, and this doesn't happen a lot in doTERRA because we're not a binary compensation plan. There's not a lot of spillover, but it does happen. Let's say that your upline places someone direct to you. You are only the sponsor, right? You did not enroll them. It was the upline that placed them there. Well, what do you earn from this person? Well, from the fast start bonus, you won't earn anything, okay? Because the 20% goes to the upline, the person who was the enroller, okay? So that's the fast start bonus and enrollership versus sponsorship. Now, the next bonus I want to talk about with you guys is the power of 3 bonus. And this is a structure-based bonus, or in other words, it's a sponsor-based bonus that you can earn in doTERRA. It's really one of the most important bonuses to help you structure your team correctly to rank advanced long-term. It's also, in my opinion, one of the best bonuses to help people earn the most money in the least amount of time with the fewest people, okay? And I'll explain this bonus to you. So for you guys will remember from the other video that the power of 3, actually let's just keep to the pattern here and let's put it in green because it's a sponsor-based bonus. Power of 3. And you can earn from this bonus either $50 every month, $250 US every month, or $1,500 every month. Now, depending on your market, these amounts will change. And so if you're interested about the compensation plan in your specific market, you can reach out to me or reach out to your wellness advocate if you're already signed up in doTERRA, and they will help you know what the amounts are in your team. But basically here, let's say that I personally have enrolled 2 people here. I'm also the sponsor of these 2 people. And then I have a 3rd person, but it's my upline who put this 3rd person on my front line. The power of 3, it doesn't matter who the enroller is, you can still earn the power of 3 bonus. And so the way this bonus works is once you have 3 people on your front line and you have a total of 600 in team volume, that means volume between your personal order and the personal orders of these 3 individuals on your first level. You have those 3 in place, you earn this $50 US bonus, okay? Now, it doesn't matter who is the enroller. This is a sponsorship-based bonus. It's just based on placement. So if you have those 3 people and you have the 600 requirement, then you earn the bonus. Now, we like to encourage people to do 150, because if you do 150, then you can, with just 3 people and yourself, you can reach this 600 requirement, right? If everyone is only doing 100, if everyone were only doing 100, then you would need to have another 2 customers or distributors on your first level to meet this requirement of 600. And it's not bad for you to have a couple customers, a couple good customers on your first level that are helping you reach this requirement, okay? But ideally is you get your people committed to everyone doing 150 so that you can reach this requirement faster and quicker, okay? Now, once those three each have their own $50 bonus, right? Then you earn $250. So they're each getting their 50 every month. They have their three people. They have their 600 requirement between their personal order and these three, or the people on their first level. Then you get $250 per month. Okay, that's 12 people in total on your team buying on a monthly basis if everyone's doing 150. Then you have the 1,500, which is, you know, three more. Each of these 9 people, they have their 3 people, right, all the way across. So total, it ends up being 39 people signed up doing their order. And obviously, I've actually never seen somebody hit this with only 39 people, this $1,500 bonus. You're always going to have one team that grows faster than the other, and that's fine. That's normal. But what I want you to understand is this is a sponsorship-based bonus. So if you wanted to, you could personally be the enroller on every single person. If you're somebody who signs up a lot of customers and a lot of distributors, you could technically be the enroller of all of these people and you could earn this bonus. It's not based off them signing up other people. That's rare. It's not going to be only your efforts, right? But I just want you to know that you can build this bonus by yourself if you choose to. It's a sponsorship-based bonus. And so you can enroll them and you can fill in the gaps, okay? Now let's go to the next bonus. The next bonus we're going to talk about is Unilevel. Let's go green, because Unilevel is a sponsorship-based bonus. And we know, if you've watched the compensation plan video, that you earn on 7 levels, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You earn on your first level 2%, 3%, 5%, 5%, 6%, 6%, and 7%. doTERRA does something that almost no other company does. They've got the percentages inverted. By having you get paid more on the people in your depth than the people that are close to you, this pays almost double, okay? And it makes it so that it does a couple things. One, you have an incentive to help your team, because if you're signing up people and then you're putting someone else as the sponsor, if you put them on your second or third level, you're going to earn more money than if you put them on your first level, right? And so it encourages you to work as a team in collaboration instead of just competition. And it also pays you more because you will have more people in these lower levels over time than you will have on your first levels. If you have 3 here, 9 here, 27 here, you can see how that will duplicate out over time. And so they pay you more on the bigger group of people and less on the smaller group of people, okay? Now, this is a sponsorship-based bonus, like I mentioned. And so if you're signing people up, right, you are going to earn, you know, you're going to earn on these 7 levels, even if you haven't signed up these people, okay? Now, something that's interesting to note about the Unilevel bonus is, one, we have what we call dynamic compression, which means if there's somebody in these levels that's not buying, you can actually get paid deeper into your depth. And there's also a rank requirement. So manager, for example, which we'll talk about the ranks here in a second. Manager can only get paid down 2 levels. Director can get paid down 3 levels. Executive down 4 levels. Elite down 5 levels. Premier 6 levels, and Silver 7 levels. Well, what ends up happening is your goal should be to get to Silver as fast as you possibly can, okay? Why? Because once you're at Silver, you unlock all of your potential. Whereas, let's say I'm up here and I have customers buying down here, right? If I'm a silver and these people aren't a silver, then actually all of that is going to look for the next silver. So it's going to fly up to me. Okay. So dynamic compression, if you want to understand more about that, it's a little more complicated than this, and we can talk more about that. But just know that in truth, you're getting paid on a lot more than 7 levels. We get paid down 20 levels in some of our teams because of dynamic compression. So it's incredibly, incredibly valuable. Okay, now when placing with Unilevel, what I want you to understand is sometimes people will have the temptation of saying, okay, wow, I earn 6% if I put the person on my 5th level. That means that I should place them down under my 5th level. That's not the case always, right? Customers, typically, my advice is that you place your customers between your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th levels, sometimes your 4th, okay? And with builders, it's the same thing, 1st through your 4th. It's very rare that I place people down in my 5th, 6th, and 7th level, even my customers. And the reason why is you lose out on your potential earnings depending on their placement. And so some people, they have this philosophy of, oh, I'm going to put everybody as deep as I can so that I earn a bigger percentage on their personal purchases. But then you have to remember, if that person builds, like if I put this person here, if I put one of my personally enrolled people right here, then yes, I'm going to earn 6% on them. But if they build a business, I'm also only going to earn on 2 levels of their growth, right? And over time, their biggest levels of growth are also going to be in their 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th levels as they get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And so you need to kind of be cautious, and I want to give you some tips around placements. But I'll tell you, just as a general rule, it's very, very rare that I put my personal placements, it almost never happens, below my 5th level. Only if it's like a direct family connection, or they know each other really well, or something to that degree. And relationships trump money every day of the week, right? If you take care of people, then this business, it works and it flows much better. But typically most of your placements are going to be right here between your 2nd and your 3rd level in the beginning. Okay, your 2nd and your 3rd level. As you become a bigger and bigger rank, you will end up placing quite a few people probably on your 4th level. You don't put a ton of people on your 1st level because of the rank requirements, which I'll share with you now. But on your 1st level, this is your sacred ground. This is where you want your very strongest builders to be long-term, is really in your 1st levels, okay? And so it's not common to put somebody on your 1st level unless that person is committed and capable of building an awesome, epic doTERRA business. And they're really committed, okay? Now, so most of your placements are going to go on your 2nd and 3rd level. Don't fall into the temptation. Sometimes we have big hearts and we want to help people. So we think, oh, if I put people down here, then guess what? All of these people are going to earn a percentage and I'm going to be helping all these people. Well, that's great. But the truth is, if everybody does what you do, and in this business, duplication is the most important thing. If everybody were to do exactly what you were to do, so they were all putting their people down on their 5th and 6th levels, everybody's Unilevel checks, which is the most important bonus long-term for your financial freedom, it would greatly diminish everyone's earnings. And so you need to be careful. This is really the rule. You're going to place most of your people, your customers and your distributors, in your 2nd or 3rd level, depending on their level of commitment. Customers mostly on your 3rd level, right? You're going to earn 5% on them. And I'll talk about a little bit more about placement, some ideas for placements here in a second. But that's the Unilevel bonus. This is a sponsorship-based bonus. Okay, it's where they are in your team. Now let's go to rank. Rank is enrollership-based. Okay, so as an example, if you have the goal to reaching the level of silver, which is a very, very important rank in doTERRA. To be a silver, you need to have 3 personally enrolled legs of elite, okay? But it's not sponsorship based. And so let's say you have someone right here that you are both their enroller. You've got another person here that you're their enroller. And then you've got sponsorship on these people because they're on your first level, right? And let's say you have another person here that was maybe gifted to you by your upline or something. Again, that's rare. So if you do get somebody from your upline, you should, praise their name and feel a lot of gratitude. So right here, let's say that these three people are all doing 3,000 in volume, which is the requirement to become an elite. And as a silver, you have to be an elite. So would you be a silver with this structure? No, you would not. You would not, because this person right here, you're not the enroller. So rank is red. Rank is an enrollership-based bonus, okay? Now, what you can do is you could sign up someone, a contact of yours, under this person, okay? And you're the enroller. They are the sponsor. And if this person does 3,000 in volume, then yes, you're a silver, even though this person isn't on your first level, okay? So again, rank is not sponsor-based. They don't have to all be on your first level. It's enroller-based. So it doesn't matter how deep. You could, maybe you have this person, and you have another person here that they enrolled, another person here that they enrolled, and then you happened to place somebody down here. You were the enroller of this person, right? Well, let's say these people all quit and they say, oh, I'm done with doTERRA. I'm not going to do my monthly order anymore. If this person is an elite, or in other words, they're doing 3,000 in volume, they can be the person that qualifies you in that leg. And this is why when we talk about placements and building your team, all of your personal contacts, you should remain the enroller of those people. You don't say, oh, I want to get John here. I want to get him excited about doTERRA. I've got this new contact, and so I'm going to give John the enrollership on this new person. Because the truth is, you never know what's going to happen with John. And so in the beginning, you want to keep the enrollership. Later on down the road, you could give that to him if you want. Now, another thing that I need to mention is with this whole sponsor thing, yes, when you first sign up someone, you can determine who their enroller is and who their sponsor is, and you fill it out on the form that will put them in your team where you want them. But you also have 14 days after you sign up a new person where you can decide where you want to place them in your team. This 14 days, you can see a list of the people that you've signed up in your last 14 days in your back office. I'll clip now to a quick video where you can see where that is and how to change who their enroller is. So you want to make sure to put the ID of the enroller. If I'm putting somebody right here, I would put this person's ID as the sponsor, my ID as the enroller, right? If I'm the person who invited them to doTERRA, okay? So I'll clip now so you can see really quickly where you do that. Okay, now getting back into this. You have 14 days to move them. Now, how do you decide where to position people within your team? This is the question, okay? Now, what I teach is I teach people to build their team focused on power of 3 and rank, okay? Sometimes people say, oh, which one do you focus on, Matt? Power of 3, helping somebody build their power of 3, or do you focus on rank? Well, the truth is you can do both, okay? And so I do both. How does this work? I'm going to give you a few tips for placements. Like I mentioned, you want, on your first level, you want your strongest business builders. Why? You want your strongest business builders on your first level because you earn on a larger number of levels of theirs. Some people, they end up having the idea, oh, well, then why don't I just put all of my contacts on my front line, on my first level, and I'll see which ones grow. Okay, that is a flawed strategy. It's okay maybe if you enroll only a few people, but if you're enrolling a lot of people, which is what I teach, what I recommend, if you just have a lot of people on your front line, your first level, it's going to take you a lot longer than it could to hit the leadership ranks, because to get all the way to platinum, which is a really, really significant leadership rank in doTERRA, you only need 3 strong teams. You only need 3 strong legs. And so, and if you have all of your volume that's just scattered across your front line, then you're not helping your team, and it's going to take you longer to hit those levels. And so really in the beginning, you're going to focus on 3, maybe 4. Like if you have experience already in direct sales, maybe you're going to build your power of 4 to earn your power of 3. Maybe you're going to start with 4 legs, you know, within the first several months, obviously not at the very beginning. But in the beginning, just focus on 3. And your goal, honestly, as fast as you possibly can, you want to find 1 really committed and capable builder, right? Because sometimes you'll go a month or 2 months without finding a second person that's really committed to making this business happen. And so in the meantime, while you're signing up your customers and your other distributors, you know, that are maybe just sharing the product more casually, you can place them under this person that's committed. And so as fast as you can, you want to find somebody who is committed. If you absolutely don't have anybody that's committed, then you can sign up a placeholder. So you could sign up like a family member or something like that, where later you could put somebody in that spot. That's a more advanced strategy. But the idea is, what I want you to do is, in your first 14 days, I want you to find somebody who's committed to building this business. And if you need to talk to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 people to find that one person, that's your goal in your first month. Then as soon as you find your second really committed person, unless they have a strong relationship, they're a family member, or they go to the same church, or they have a lot of relationships in common, then I'd open up my second leg, okay? And again, then you're gonna focus on building these 2 legs. You can get to Premier, actually, which is one of our first leadership levels, where it is the first leadership level where they pay a leadership bonus of about $200 US. And you can get to that level. You can get to that level of Premier with just 2 teams, okay? But really, you want to find 3 committed builders as soon as you can, and then you're gonna help strengthen those teams, because with 3, now you're structuring for your power of 3 bonus, and it's gonna help you hit silver, gold, platinum, and etc. Okay? I really wouldn't open up your 4th leg for most of you until at least your first leg is really independent. They're doing things on their own. They're growing well. Maybe the second one is really getting the hang of things, because when you have 4 brand new children, newly born children in doTERRA, that you have to teach and help them with everything, that can be really overwhelming, okay? So you don't need to open up your 3 overnight, okay? But as fast as you can find 3 committed people, you want to get your 3 teams going so that you can earn your power of 3 and be structuring for silver. Now, a lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, Matt, do you build for power of 3 or you build for rank? Well, they say that because with Premier, you only need 2 legs, and that $200 US bonus is very significant at the beginning of the business. But the truth is, as a Premier, like my dream Premier, what I try to help my people do as they're finding their 3 committed builders is that Premier requires 2 legs of 2,000 volume and 5,000 total. So the ideal Premier, the perfect Premier, would be someone who has over 2,000 volume here, over 2,000 volume here, and 1,000 volume here. Now, it's never going to grow perfect. And so the truth is, a lot of times, this leg actually has 4,000 volume. This leg has 2,500, and this leg has 1,000, or maybe it's 4,000, 2,000, and 1,000, right? So you have at least 2 legs of 2,000, but 5,000 total is the requirement. But you can do both. You can build for rank, to hit Premier quickly, and have 3 legs working for your power of 3. So it's not one or the other. You should really try to maximize the entire compensation plan, okay? And usually when people say that, when people say, oh, should I build for rank? There's a common teaching among some teams where they recommend that you build deep. You build really deep legs. And with that's a strategy that actually comes from a binary compensation plan, which ours is not. And long-term, it can hurt you. So if my opinion, Matt Hall, if you're on my team, I don't recommend that strategy. I recommend that you follow the placement guidelines that I'm outlining for you here, okay? So A couple other placement tips for you. One, you guys know you have 14 days to position your person. In those 14 days, you want to have a clarifying conversation with each person that joins your team so that you know if they're really committed or not. And again, your very most committed people and the people that are capable, you know they're going to be successful, you want them on your first level or your second level, okay? Other people who are just, they're like, yeah, I want to build a business, but you know they're kind of casual about it, then you're going to probably put them on your third level, okay, which is going to help you build out. Your third level is going to help you build out this power of 3, right? And it also helps you structure for your rank. Let's see, what else do I want to share with you about placements? Remember that, you know, doTERRA doesn't have a lot of spillover. So your goal is not to build other people's teams. I would never build out, in my opinion, I wouldn't build out my entire power of 3, like 4 other people. So you know that if you have, you know, this scenario, that right there is a guaranteed $250 US per month. So it's really tempting for you to go out and you to be the enroller on all these people. And you're basically helping this person, each of these people have their first 3 legs, right? The danger of that is then they don't realize that it's their business. They think it's your business and you're going to keep growing it. So if you, let's say you have 6 people to sign up, instead of, you know, you've got your 3 and then you have 6 more that you want to sign up, instead of placing them, you know, like this, what I would probably do is something more like this. Okay. And then they know that they need to build their other 3 legs. Each of them has to build their other 3 legs. Again, maintaining this idea of keeping people ideally in your top 3 levels. As you get to the bigger ranks, even in your 4th level can be a great strategic place to place people. And you can talk about that later. If you have any questions about kind of the strategy for placements, my number 1 tip is that you do all of this together with your upline. So the person who signed you up, your enroller, your mentor, or your sponsor, if you have a strong sponsor, they will help you understand placements and help you go case by case. Another tip is every single person that I've ever talked to in doTERRA, they come to me at some point and they say, my structure is a mess. I messed up. I've got 1 leg that's like 70% of my volume. I've got another leg where these 2 people quit and it's the person down here that's working, or I've got a bunch of people on my front line. And just know that everybody goes through this. It's a learning process. And the way that you solve all placement mistakes is by signing up more people. And so the way that you can fix any problem you've ever made is just you sign up and launch new builders. And I'm a big advocate of personal production. Like you never stop signing up new customers and new distributors and filling in the gaps where you need more volume, right? A couple more tips. Never place people only based on where you need them. Sometimes it's tempting when you see, oh man, there's just 1 hole for my power of 3. I just need 1 more person. It's tempting to put that person there, but maybe this person has a relationship already. They're good friends with this person. And so you know they would enjoy working together with this person, right? Always choose relationships over money. And I promise that will serve you in big ways, because if this person's more motivated, if they have more support, they're going to have more success. And that's going to build you much more success long-term than a short-term win where this person won't get taken care of, right? So always ask yourself, where will the new person be best served? Sometimes that is in the gap where you need them, right? If they don't have another mutual connection, or if you know that you're going to be able to give your focus to them in that spot, then that can be the right choice, right? But always choose people over money, especially, you know, where this person will be best served. Okay, let's see here. Keep enroller of your contacts. Not only is that important, guys, for your fast start earnings, it's also important for your rank advancement, and it's also important later on once you get to the higher leadership levels for additional pools in the leadership bonus. Okay, so make sure that you keep enroller on your personal contacts. Another thing, I never place somebody. So if I'm going to place somebody right here with this person, I'm the enroller. Even though I'm the enroller, that doesn't mean that this person doesn't have responsibility to help take care of them, right? This person is going to earn Unilevel on 6 levels of what this person produces, and this person counts as for their power of 3, because power of 3 is a sponsorship-based bonus. And so this person, you need to, before you place this person here, you need to have a clarifying conversation with this individual saying, look, I've got a customer or I've got a distributor that I want to place on your team, but I want to make sure you're willing to support them, right? If they have questions about essential oil protocols, or if they have questions about how to manage their back office, are you willing to support this person? Can I put them in your text group, your WhatsApp group, or your Facebook group, right? You want to make sure that you have a conversation before you do the placement so that they're committed. And what's cool about the enrollership, guys, is even you, when you start as the enrollership of this person, they can actually earn it. You're allowed to pass it to them one time down the road in the future, and it doesn't matter how long. You could do it 3 years from now. And so you can set up terms, and this is something you'll want to talk to your upline about, is when is the right moment. But a good example is if this person is about to go silver, they have 2 other legs that are their personal enrollments that are elite, right? And this person is going elite, and you know that giving them the enrollership of this person will help them hit silver. You can actually switch this so that they are the enroller of that individual, and then they go silver, right? So that's a common scenario of when you would do that, usually to help somebody go silver, but make sure to talk to your upline about that. Another tip, do not make promises. So it's tempting in doTERRA when somebody comes in for you to say to this person, you're like, you need your third leader for your power of 3. And so you're like desperate and you're making promises. You can say, hey, Jody, if you just get in, I promise I'll put people under you, right? Never, ever make promises, especially promises that you can't keep. And sometimes you think you can. So it's just better as a rule to not make any promises, okay? It's really impossible to build somebody's business for them in doTERRA. The person themselves has to be committed, capable, and they need to be in production mode themselves over the long term. You can't, if you try to build these 3 legs for this person, and you're doing the same thing across here, you're not building 3 teams. You're building 12 teams, right? And so never make promises. Teach people correct principles, and they will work harder and they'll have so much more success. Okay, a couple things to think about when you're placing people. Think about what relationships do they have in common. Think about geography. Sometimes if they live in the same city, even if they don't know each other, that's great because then they can collaborate with events. And so oftentimes I put people that are geographically close in the same teams. Are they a part of the same church, or do they have some of the same beliefs? Do they have some of the same hobbies? We've got a team, you know, my wife is a yoga instructor. And so we've got a team where there's a team of yoga instructors, and there's multiple yoga instructors in that team, and they love working together because they do yoga classes and events, and it creates fun synergy. And so any opportunity you have to create synergy in your team, seek synergy, okay? And I think that's it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to get at me in the comments below. I'm also going to have my WhatsApp information below. Feel free to reach out to me. Obviously, reach out first to your wellness advocate, your upline, to get specific tips and strategies from them. Okay. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk soon. See you in the next one. Bye.